What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, Big Boy John 25. And tonight I'm going to do my AEW Dynamite review on highlights. So you guys new, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Let's get started. Now, AEW Dynamite was a good show. That's all I got to say. MJF interrupts Chris Jericho and starts off the show, and he says he's looking forward to being on commentator so he can see firsthand what he's capable of. Jericho knows the killer instinct of Hager and Santana and thinks MJF is a bit soft. MJF takes an expectation and he looks to prove him wrong. First match number 1. MJF and Wardlow versus Sammy Guevara and Ortiz. This tag team match was fantastic. Great match. Sammy and MJF start things off, and that's until MJF tags in Wardlow. Soft chants are here for Mox. Ortiz avoids Wardlow and quickly drop kicks the big man's knee. Wardlow, however, hauls Ortiz up and slams him down hard. MJF gets the tag and distract RB Edwards as Wardlow gets a shot in. They corner Ortiz and Ortiz runs to tag in Sammy, but Wardlow catches him and brings him back to MJF. He turns Sammy and causes Sammy in. That gets RB's back turned and MJF corner and bites Ortiz. He soon covers for a 2 count. MJF bends the arm and tags in Wardlow. He continues the offense on Ortiz and then feeds him back to MJF sleeper hold on the ground. Soon enough, Ortiz fights free and rolls to tag in Sammy. He gives a flurry of kicks and knee strikes to his foes before a double springboard crossbody to the 2. Then he delivers two top corkscrew to both men on opposite side of the ring. Action gets back into the ring and MJF stomps on the top of Ortiz's arm from the top. Ortiz soon lariats Wardlow out. Sammy avoids MJF's attack but gets a poke in the eye. Despite that, Sammy hits his GTH for a near fall, but Wardlow breaks it up. He pays for it as Sammy and Ortiz deliver an array of attacks on the big man. They go for a double team suplex, but Wardlow powerbombs all of them down. MJF is out, and Wardlow drags Max over to his corner to the himself. F10 to Ortiz. Sammy fall splash down for the save. Sammy begins his offense on his man, but suddenly Sharpton Tigo from ringside toss a chair at Sammy, mush it on Sharpton Tigo, but Matt Hardy. This allows Max to lock in the salt of the earth on Ortiz to get the tap out finish. The winners of the match, MJF and Wardlow. This tag team match was fantastic. I love the back and forth. Post match, a fired up Mox charges at Jericho and begins to hammer away at the demo god. He gets pulled off and Jericho has a big grin on his face. I like that spot. I really like that. Early on, Tony Schiavone is at Kenny Omega's home for an interview. He complains the coach he owns. Well, it's not Kenny's home and it's not Kenny's dog, which he gently shoves along. Omega says he could easily have went to Tony Khan and gotten a title shot, but he decided to earn it. He thought he may have gotten Wardlow in finals, but low and beyond it. Adam Page. He asks the fans who he thinks will takes it at full gear. Okay, match number 2. Trent versus Miro. Trent versus Mill. This match was excellent. I really loved this, but the feud over in arcade game needs to just stop. It just needs to cut it out. You know what I'm saying? That it is what it is. But anyway, Trent and Miro shoves one another before officials' introductions. Miro begins insulting Sue, and it fires Trent up immediately to drop kick him, and the match is underway. Miro's strength, however, soon overpowers with a back suplex, elbow followed by a cover against a 2. Miro uppercuts Trent and stomps him in the corner. Trent chants. Miro kicks at Trent before give a quick suplex. Trent fights back in a bit, but a back elbow downs him and gets choked on the ropes. Chuck brawls with Kip on the outsides. Splash by Miro in the corner. He flings Trent hard in the corner, and the 2 trade chops. Trent soon goes for his tornado DDT, but Miro turns it into an exploder suplex before flinging him hard out of the ring. During the break, Penelope slaps Orange Cassidy, and Orange gets attacked on the outside by John Silver. Miro remains dominating throughout the break, but Trent musters up and adrenaline lines to fire back at him. He tries to get a cover, but gets a 1 count. They trade strikes, and Miro mocks Trent with some boots. He goes for a roundhouse kick, but Trent ducks a suplex him. He goes for his running knee, but Miro catches him and gives him a spinning U-range for a 2 count. Miro is aiming for his big game over kick, but Trent rolls him up. 2 count. So Trent dumps him out of the ring. Trent does a senton flip over the top to land on Miro. Back in the ring, Trent nails his tornado DDT finally and hits his running knee. Such a close spot, but Miro kicks out. Crowd chants for Trent. He slips off the top and Miro kicks him. He locks in the accolade for the submission victory. The winner of the match, Miro. Post-match, Miro locks in the camel clutch again. Chuck comes in for the save, but Kip comes into the fray. They assault the best friends. Miro gets on the mic and insults Trent mom once more. Orange Cassidy dives from the behind off the top onto both of them, and Miro is not pleased. Alright, earlier in the day, JR is with Hangman, who has a drink in his hand. Paige, not JR. He asked him about his eliminator tournament. Paige said he had a lot of time to prepare, and he's gonna whip Kenny. You know what? JR asks how his former partnership will play into that strategy. Paige says he's going to incorporate that into his game plan. JR calls him out on his drinking, and he's thinking that Paige is nervous. Paige admits that he is and thinks about the last shot he had at the AEW title. All he have is that whiskey. JR tells him to enjoy it on the moderator. There's a video package promoting the Young Bucks versus FTR at Full Gear, and it has an era of AEW personalities hyping the big bout. Taz saunters out with Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. He reminds Will Hobbs the clock is ticking. That's not why he's out here. For 3 hours, Taz sat outside Tony Khan's office, and assistants came out to tell him that TK was to wrap up. He now has a live mic and wants to remind Khan of the AEW ranking system. Who's better than Cage? Absolutely no one. How about Ricky Starks? He got 10 wins out of his last 11, and he's not even ranked. Ricky gets on the mic and he wants to make sense that early him or Cage not having a match at Full Gear. He called out Cody and Darby for being entitled and says Cody is a mentor of do the work. But right now, Team Taz is getting worked. Rest assured, they'll make their presence known at full gear. This 3-minute promo was excellent by Taz. Private Party versus the Young Bucks. I like this match. It says the winners of the match, the Young Bucks. Post match, FTR totally comes into assault the Bucks. They're aiming to break Matt's leg, but out comes Adam Page with drinks in hand. Kenny follows in. The two future opponents trade fist bumps, but Kenny turns his back a bit, and Adam takes expectation as the two stare one another down. All right, Moxley and Kingston face off. I like this 3-minute promo, the 3-minute segment. I like this. I enjoy this. It says Tony Schiavone introduced Eddie Kingston first, and then he does the same for Mox. Eddie demands Tony to get out of the ring. He says only Saturday he's taking that title from Mox, and is going to give it to his mother before telling her that this is the reason she doesn't have a grandson and daughter-in-law. He had to sell out, and now he's gonna take that belt. Moxley says how happy he was for Eddie, and how he made a promise to Eddie's mother that he look out for him and his wild antics. He asks Eddie what's wrong with him because he's acting weak by talking so much. Mox thinks Eddie's scared at the shot. What the worst part about it is Eddie made a promise to his mother that he couldn't keep. Very intense stare down, and Mox closed it by saying Kingston will say I quit. We see Pac in a house. The funny thing about isolation is that you have no one to play with. He's been getting stronger, faster, and more obsessed. Back from the break, Alex Marvez is backstage with Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall. Next week they have Butcher and Blade in a tag action. Enter the Bunny, who tells QT all his credit cards are maxed out. They got attacked from behind by Butcher and Blade. Red Velvet versus Nyla Rose. This match was quick. Velvet comes in hot, but it's not long before Nyla begins to dominate. Velvet soon leaps off for a Hurricanrana attempt, but Nyla catches her with a Beast Bomb. I love that move, Beast Bomb. She lifts shoulders up before three to hit a Karushita knee on Velvet for the pinfall W. The winner of the match, Nyla Rose. Biggie gets on the mic and rubs salt in the wounded to Red Velvet and Brandy, who she calls the chief officer. Finally, they got respect with a title shot on Saturday. Biggie tells Shida to enjoy her last 3 days of being a champion. She says, "Excuse me" in Japanese, and Shida grabs hold of the Cougar. Now steps in, and the ref breaks it up. Much like the Bucks versus FTR package from earlier, we on featuring Adam Page and Kenny Omega, with a Cinderella tune as a backdrop. There is a vintage of Darby Allin at his compound as he hits a friend with a Cody mask on with his car. We cut to live at Darby Daly's, and Darby is up top, broadening in the stands. Main event time after break. Main event: Dark Order, John Silver, Colt Cabana, and Preston Vince X versus Cody and the Gun Club, Billy and Austin Gunn. This was a pretty good tag match, but this was a tag match, but it was good for what it was, but it was quick. Alright, Silver and Cody lock up. Silver tries to knock Cody down, but Fireman's carrier drop down the baseball of muscle. Austin Gunn gets a tag. He rolls through and then takes Silver out at the knees in pin attempt, but a quick kick out. Billy gets the tag and John flex off before tagging in Colt. Billy's shoulders blocks him down, but Colt hits an elbow. He leaps at Billy in the corner, but Billy catches him and drops him down. 2 count. Tag to Austin and tag to 10. Back body drop. Austin knocks Silver off the apron, but 10 catches him with a spinebuster, picture break. Austin fights his way to tagging his pops, and he clears house. Soon after, Billy hits a famouser, but it gets broken up. But Cody lays on a series of power slams. A sequence of offense goes down between the two teams, which gets punctuated by Austin Gunn laying his quick draw finish for the 3 count. The winner of the match, the Gun Club and Cody. It says, after the match, Cody gets on the mic and calls out Darby. Despite what he thinks, TNT would have loved to have Darby as their champion, but Cody is the true ace. End of show. That promo right there that Cody cut was fantastic. I enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for AEW Full Gear. I cannot wait. But anyway, if you guys enjoy my AEW Dynamite review and highlights, drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications every time I upload a video. I'll leave my Twitter, my Instagram, and TikTok down below in the description. But overall, AEW was a good show. But my name is Big Boy John 25. I'm chasing that 3K subscribers. And my name is Big Boy John 25. I will see you guys tomorrow on my WWE NXT review and highlights. I'll talk to you guys in the next video, and I'm out of here.